It's just, could you say who you are and where we are? Like, my name is so-and-so and I've just been speaking at Whale of a Time. And then say what your organisation is and what people can do. You could just do like a couple of minutes on the whole thing.
Okay. My name is Serge Wich-Whale. I just spoke at Whale of a Time in London, in the UK. I'm a professor at Liverpool John Moores University in the UK, obviously, and I'm a scientific advisor, and I worked for a few years for the Sumatran Orangutan Conservation Program. They are based in Sumatra, and their work is focused at saving the Sumatran orangutan. And they work at all the different facets that there are to save this species. So they try to rescue orangutans that are in oil palm plantations, that are in houses of people and are in other areas, and try to quarantine them and bring them back to the wild. And they do that in 2 areas in Sumatra where they've successfully established small new populations of orangutans in areas where they were before but now were not anymore. They also do a lot of research to find out where orangutans are, how many there are, what they need to survive, how they're impacted by logging, how large the areas that they need to live in, what they eat, so that we understand more about how we can conserve them. And the organization also does a lot of advocacy work to try to protect the forests where orangutans are living in. So they try to work together with the Indonesian government, with the Indonesian Ministry of Forestry, with other NGOs to protect those habitats. And recently they've been very successful in, together with a lot of different partners, in getting one illegal palm oil concession revoked from the Tripa peat swamps. And that's a huge step forward, because the Tripa peat swamps are an area where orangutans occur in one of the highest densities in the world. So these areas are incredibly important to save orangutans, but this area has been decimated for the oil palm business, and a lot of those concessions are illegal because of the Indonesian laws. So they really shouldn't be there. So what the organization has been trying to do is just get the legal system in place, or not the legal system in place, but get the law enforced to save these orangutans. And that has happened now in one case, and we're trying to duplicate that success in other areas. So there's more areas that can be saved for orangutans, and we hope it will also lead to the prevention of concessions being given out in other forest areas. And we hope that that will help to save the species. And we can only really do that when everybody helps, because this is not just the fight of the organization there. It's something that everybody in the world can be involved in by helping us to bring forest loss to the attention of everybody, help us and the orangutan by buying products that do not have a harmful impact on orangutans. Make sure that your government people are aware of things they do and what their impact is on orangutans. For instance, that biofuels in the UK are now going to come from oil palm plantations is something that obviously needs to stop, because that's not good for the environment and for those forests. And I don't think people like to see that as a renewable energy. What is renewable about destroying a forest and then growing something there that gives us energy to power our cars with? There must be other ways, and there are other ways to get energy: solar, hydro, etc. Finally, you can write and talk to companies that use oil palms in their foods or in their cosmetics, and ask them to look for alternatives, or if they need to continue with palm oil, make sure that they get it from a certified source. And that means that it is from areas that are already degraded, so that they grow palm oil on areas that have no forest anymore, and not open up new forest areas to grow palm oil. That is really not necessary. There is enough land available to grow sufficient amounts of palm oil for the foreseeable future without destroying any more forests. So it's not something that is not, it is possible to stop deforestation for palm oil. We just have to make it work.
And what are the 3 things that people can do that are really, really, really simple? Like, can they sign a petition, or can they go to your website, or what are the things that are like anybody can do and maybe do quite quickly?
Signing petitions is a very good thing to do. Often people think it's not very useful to do, but in the case of this illegal palm oil concession in Indonesia, it turns out that the global interest in it and the petitions that people signed is very powerful to revoke even those concessions. The other thing is donate money to the work we're doing, adopt an orangutan, or give us money so we can pay for all these legal cases in which we try to make sure that these companies cannot have concessions in areas where they shouldn't be, and try to talk and write to your parliament people. That's also very important, because their rules have a lot of impact on what happens far, far away in Indonesia.
And what's the website?
SumatranOrangutan.org.
Great. Thank you. That's wonderful. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thanks.
All right.